Hello, ladies and gents, and welcome to another episode of Cycling Insider. In this episode of Cycling Insider, I want to talk about the new offerings for 2019 from Trek bicycles. There are some very interesting bikes that Trek has put out for the 2019 season, and even interestingly, for Trek, the prices are, I have to say, decent. They are not crazily expensive as some of these big brands. They kind of sometimes do it like that. So I'm gonna kick off with the Trek's Emonda line for 2019, and specifically there is Trek Emonda SL7 disc bike for 2019, which is currently on offer for 4,500 British pounds. So as always, I'm on the UK website of Trek, but in the top right corner, if you change the country, you will also see the prices in different currencies. So Emonda SL7 disc version for 2019 currently is 4,500 British pounds. I like the kind of focus and the vision of Emonda's line of bikes. So Emonda line of bikes in Trek line of bikes is all about lightweight and climbing performance. So this is what their pros are using most of the time on the climbing stages of the Grand Tours. And kind of Emonda became famous when Alberto Contador was still riding for the Trek team, and then he was riding the Emonda line of bikes. But just the philosophy of this lightweight climbing bikes, I always like this philosophy, and I think Trek is pretty good in executing this lightweight climbing bikes. This model, Emonda SL7 for 2019, as I see now, only comes in one color, and that's the Dnister Black. I don't know what Dnister stands for. It's a bit odd name, but it's kind of classic black, red, and white color scheme, which looks pretty decent, although, as always, I would like Trek to offer a bit more color schemes, and they do kind of offer more color schemes if you go through their personalization program, but then it becomes really expensive. So let's see what's kind of the key components of this Emonda SL7 and why I think it's an interesting offering from Trek for 2019. So as I scroll down, there's going to be few models of Emonda coming to the market, but this one, SL7, is basically composed of the Trek's 500 OCLV carbon. So this is not the top of the line of the carbon that Trek uses in some of their bikes, but it is the second tier carbon layout. So top class carbon layout, and the Trek bikes come with a lifetime warranty, so no problems with that. Also, the fit of this bike is what Trek calls H2 fit. So it means like it's a little bit more relaxed than their H1 fit, where H1 fit is all about the very low position on a bike, like proper pro position on a bike. I personally prefer this H2 fit because I think it's more kind of normal for the everyday riders and kind of weekend warriors. So if we move on to the specifications of the bike, frame is, as I mentioned, 500 series OCLV carbon fiber frame. Bottom bracket BB90 with 12mm through axles, both front and back. And also this frame comes with the Trek's own Duo Trap S sensor, which can kind of connect with your other devices and display certain parameters. I think it kind of covers the cadence, and maybe then it connects with the speed and other parameters. Fork is the Emonda's full carbon fiber fork, which is always nice to see, and even on this fork the carbon dropouts and the flat mount disc brakes. Moving on to the wheels. Wheels are in-house production, so it's the Trek's Bontrager line. This is Aeolus Pro 3, which is tubeless ready, and the tires are also from Bontrager, and these are the 25C tires. I believe that now Trek, like other manufacturers, is leaving a lot of space inside the frame, so you can easily fit a bit wider tires if you need. So I think 28mm tires will probably go easily into this frame. Moving on to the drivetrain, so now we have the basically shifters, the front mech and rear mech all come from Shimano Ultegra Di2 electronic shifting, 11-speed shifting. Shimano Ultegra is really brilliant lately, and it's hard to notice any difference in shifting performance between Ultegra and Dura-Ace Di2. So I think that all the bikes which come with Shimano Ultegra Di2 electronic shifting is an absolute perfect choice. Cranks are Shimano's Ultegra 5034, so it's a compact crank, very good for climbing, no problems with that. As I said, bottom bracket is a Shimano's BB90. And the cassette on this bike is also from Shimano Ultegra line, 1128 cassette, so again, no problems with climbing high mountains. Chain, this is a very nice thing from Trek to include the Shimano Ultegra chain, so no cutting corners here. And other components to mention, the saddle is again the in-house production Bontrager Montrose Comp saddle. As always, saddles are a personal preference, so you might like it or not, but it's easy to change, although I've heard lately that Bontrager saddles are pretty good. Seat post is the carbon seat post, Bontrager again, although they say carbon seat mast, so let me just quickly double check, is it a cut off seat mast or no, it's a classic saddle. Trek has this kind of seat mast, which is a bit different in adjusting the seat height, but it's not the fixed cutout seat mast, so you can still adjust the seat height normally. So it's a carbon fiber seat post, which is always nice because it will kind of soak up a lot of road bumps. And moving on to the handlebar, that's again the Bontrager handlebar. Doesn't mention is it carbon fiber or aluminum. I think it's probably aluminum. Moving on, brake set, yes, Shimano's Ultegra hydraulic disc brakes. They don't mention here the size of the rotors. I hope they've included 160mm rotors, because I don't like when manufacturers now try to squeeze in 140mm rotors. I just think for the security and the wider range of applications, 160mm rotors just have a much more stopping power. Interesting thing, weight of this bike in the 56cm size is 7.8 kilograms, which I consider it's absolutely brilliant because it's a full Shimano Ultegra electronic shifting, and also you get Shimano Ultegra hydraulic disc brakes. So all in all, I have to say that 2019 for Trek will probably kick off very nicely, because this price of 4,500 is very competitive, considering it's a full carbon fiber frame and fork, hydraulic disc brakes from Shimano, and also electronic group set from Shimano Ultegra, so full electronic group set, no cutting corners here. So it's a very nicely built bike, a light climbing bike. Wheels are, as I said, from Bontrager line. I don't believe these are the carbon fiber wheels. On this price range, I still think it's aluminum wheels. Lately, I've been making a few videos about the new lineup of Giant bikes, so have a look at those also. But it's interesting to notice that in this price range of about £4,500, Giant has also managed to squeeze in the power meter, their own dual-sided power meter. So this is something that's now pretty exceptional, I would say, new for 2019 in bike industry. So one of the negative things probably of this Trek bike will be that it doesn't come with a power meter, and the price is kind of very similar with the Giant lineup, Giant TCR and Giant Defy for the 2019. But generally speaking, for Trek, this is a very good kind of components on the bike, and with a competitive price, I would say. So I think this is gonna be it for today. I hope you like what I'm doing. I hope you like these videos. I'm going to be making more of them, talking about the different buyer's guides. And if you like it, please do subscribe. And as always, I will see you soon in the next episode. Cheers!